create more than you consume challenge with a group of mine, and I thought it would be good to put it on YouTube and see who else would want to do it. Now, because this is new for me, I haven't ever really created more than I consume. I found a very easy way to do this, which is just create a Loom video and put my notes down on a Google Doc. So this is how I'm going to create more than I consume, and this is going to be very difficult for me because I love football, and Saturday is like all amazing games. So that means I have to create so much content and publish it before Saturday just so I can enjoy Saturday and not have to worry about creating content and staying ahead of the ratio. So there aren't going to be a lot of edits in this, but we're going to get through it. I'm going to create more than I consume. So here we go. This is the create more than you consume. It's a 7-day challenge. Why would this challenge be right for you? So in the movie Baby Boy, the character Melvin tells Jody, he says, "Yo, in this world, there's producers and there's consumers, right? And what's happening is the world has transitioned to where we're still producing, right? We're still consuming, but now we're creating." And that's what's happening with social media. So um, I'm kind of embarrassed to say how much time I spend on social media, on the internet, on my phone, because I didn't think it was that much. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna cut my phone off now because Apple records your screen time, and they tell me every week, like, "Yo, you was on your phone for 10 hours a day," and I'm like, "Yo, that's not possible. I was not," but clearly I was because they're recording it. So um, we're on there so much because people are creating things that we're consuming. And as we consume them, right, they're getting paid for it. Somebody is getting paid for what we're consuming. The problem is that most of us aren't getting paid. So I thought this was a great way for my group to actually pick up the mantle of creators and get in the mindset of, yo, I want to be a creator instead of a consumer. I want to be creating more than I consume because that's the way of the world. Now, as you can see, there's a fight for our attention. Companies are fighting. That's how they get advertisers, right? That's how they get people to pay them money so they can pay us money. And then we go pay the advertisers money. So it's all based on money. It's all economics, right? With us now living in a world of creators and consumers, there are many people that are now financially free just because they're creators. They're called content creators, right? They're creating content, and it's people that's living all over the world just by being a creator. That's all they're doing now. They're just creating. And because they create so much content that has the attention of others, you have companies like your Googles, your Instagrams, right? Your TikTok that will pay these people because they're doing them a service because they're creating content that's keeping people on their platform. So as you can see in the notes, I have some people on here that are known for their content creation, and these people are famous and rich because of it. Mr. Beast, Jake and Logan Paul. Jake and Logan Paul, these dudes then took their content creation over into the boxing world and made hundreds of millions. I don't know the other ones for real, but I just Googled famous YouTubers and they came up. So if any of them are bad, I apologize. I just saw the list, put them down, right? But they get paid because we consume. They get paid because we watch their materials. They get paid because they have captured our attention enough to where we're going to take hours out of our day. And yes, I said hours because I've been very guilty of this and started consuming their stuff. Right. So, yes, these companies have started paying them and they pay them pretty good. Right. Pay them enough to be financially free and some of them to be extremely rich. Right. So, even in business, I've seen that this has changed, right? I realized that, there's a new way of business going on. And it's business made easier through branding. So what a lot of people are doing, they're taking the same method of YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, right? And they're putting their stuff out so that when people come to them to work with them, it's an easy sales process because they've already built the know, like, and trust factor, right? When people hear about you, when they reach out to you, the first thing they do is not ask someone else, right? I think that's how it was done back in the day. So we would hear about a company and we would call somebody or we would ask somebody, one of our friends, yo, what you think about them? That's not how it's done anymore. Now, instead of saying, what do you think about them? The first thing people say is, hey, I'm going to Google you. I'm gonna look you up and find out, yo, who are you? What do you do? Do I vibe with you? Right? Can I build that know, like, and trust factor? Because the know, like, and trust was based on other people's opinion back in the day. Now it's strictly based on what we can research and find. So, you know, as you can see, I have some typos in here. That's how you know I did not edit this, right? Um, I think it was supposed to say, what do they know about us? So we're gonna fix this. Uh, what do they know about us? Now, that's how you can tell I did not like this ain't edited or nothing. Um, I'm giving it to you raw, right? Um, how can they trust us, right? What do they know about us? How can they trust us? YouTube is now Google 2.0. Google owns YouTube. YouTube is now the biggest search engine next to Google. I know for me, whenever I need stuff done, I actually don't go on Google. I go on YouTube because I want to see it demonstrated to me, right? So, can they know, like, and trust you, right? Can people binge on your content? Can they go to your page? Can they find you and binge out to get a feeling of, oh, I know this person. I like their message. I like what they're talking about. Which is why one of the things that we're going to do in this challenge is be you. Because at the end of the day, you want people that vibe with you because they vibe with you. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's cool, right? I live a vacation lifestyle. I'm not big on becoming a billionaire. I want to live comfortably, travel the world. I don't believe that I traded poverty, time freedom. Let me say that again. I didn't trade financial poverty for time poverty. Okay. I did not trade financial poverty for time poverty. So, with that being said, you know, with me, it's people that's gonna vibe with me. It's people that's not gonna vibe with me. It's people that ain't gonna vibe with me because I didn't do the proper edits. They don't realize like, yo, these are my first videos. I'm putting these out. I'm throwing these out, right? And some people ain't gonna vibe with that. Some people gonna be like, yo, this dude corny. This dude ain't got edits. This dude got mistakes in here. That's cool. Some people gonna find that very uplifting. They're gonna be attracted to that, like, yo, this dude is real. Like this dude like me. He's starting off like me. So that's part of the know, like, and trust is be you, right? Um, a lot of times what one of the problems is we don't have enough content for them to watch, right? I know for me right now, I don't have enough content for people to binge on me. I don't. But I have to start creating it. Everybody starts from somewhere, so I'm starting to create it. I created this, and that's why I think this challenge is so good because over the next week we may create enough content just for people to start binging, just for people to start getting a feel of who we are and actually getting something from our material and our content that it adds enough value to their life to where they like, yo, I'm gonna rock with you, right? There's a guy that I learned from. His name is Daniel Priestley. I think this was in his book, Oversubscribed, but he talks about key persons of influence, and he has what he calls the 7-11-4 rule, which is 7 hours that people can consume your content, right? YouTube videos, podcasts, webinars, right? But you want them to be able to consume your content for 7 hours, right? 11 interactions. That means, right, a person should have a minimum of 11 interactions with you to start building that know, like, and trust, be it emails, likes, comments, right? So make sure you're posting on social media. Make sure you're doing these things to where you're staying on top of people's mind. And then he says 4 platforms. So right, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Right, there's so many channels that we could be on that we can repurpose our content for to give people that know, like, and trust factor. Um, And I just wanted to show you some of the business owners that I know that are winning with this, right? So you got Alex Hermosi, Cody Sanchez, Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, Myron Golden, just to name a few. And the cool thing about this is, if you think about it, like 15 years ago, these weren't the people that was like that were big in the industry, right? You had people in the industry that people were talking about, like my guy Robert Kiyosaki. Like Robert Kiyosaki was like the biggest thing going for a long period of time, and then other people just started. They understood the power of these platforms and the power of using content to build your brand, and they've took off. They've skyrocketed. So that's what I want us to do with this 7 week challenge, right? We want to consistently stream. We want a consistent stream of content, because that's what these people are doing. And then what happens is, when it comes to their business, it makes selling easier because people already feel like they know, like, and trust them, right? I know I've seen people that I've rocked with online. I've watched their content, and then when I see them, I almost want to go have a conversation with them, because I'm like, yo, I know you. I've rocked with you. Like, I've seen your stuff, right? And the truth is, I've never met you. I got a homeboy right now. His name is Rod Minger. Y'all can go check him out. His at Rod.Minger. He's been doing content for years. He has like 80,000 something people on Instagram. And I know he goes through that. People walk up to him in the airport, right? People walk up to him while we together and be like, yo, what's up, Rod? He don't know who these people are. He has no idea. He has no idea who they are, but they feel like they know him because they've consumed so much of his content. And you can probably see in your life it's the same way. So how do we compete with those business owners? How do we compete with the Alex Hermosis, the Grant Cardones, the Russell Brunsons, the Cody Sanchez's, the Myron Goldens, right? So I'm gonna give you some steps to competing with them. But the first step in competing is, we got to get in the game. You cannot compete if you're not in the game. That's the first step, right? And the crazy part about getting in the game is, when you first get in the game, you suck. Right? I remember when I first started playing football at 6 years old, I played for the Bears with Coach Edwards. Right? Yo, we didn't win one game that year. Like, we were 0 for 0 for. That means 0 for nothing. We didn't win nothing. Right? 3 years later, we was playing in the Super Bowl, but we had to get in the game, and we had some killers that played. Right? We had some guys on the squad that could play, but yo, we suck because we didn't understand football. We didn't understand the basics of it. And what happens is, it's the same way when we get started. The best time to get started in YouTube was probably when it was first created, but we didn't. So now we're getting started now, right? The best time to get started with any social media platform was when it first started, but we didn't. So this is our time to get started. The cool thing about getting started is, if you stay in it, we actually get better. I will probably look at this video sometime from now and cringe, because I think it sucks, right? But it's supposed to, because I'm just getting started. This is my first long form video. I don't think I've ever done a video over 5 minutes, maybe 8, right? And I was like, yo, how am I ever going to do this, right? How do these dudes just put out content and they can just talk and talk and go and go? And as I started thinking about creating more than I consume, and I actually got this format from a video. I don't even remember who the dude was, but I seen him with a Google Doc, and I seen him on Loom, and he was talking and going through his messages, and I was like, I can do that. So guess what? I had to take time to put the Zoom together. The Loom together. I had to take time to put the Google Doc together and talk about what I wanted to talk about and break it down. But after that, I can just get on here and roll. So right now, it looks like I'm at 14 minutes, and I'm good because I'm just following my outline. So this is one way that we can create more than we consume, and put out long form things that are beneficial to people, that they can find value from, and really give them gems that can help them, right? So as you're creating this, one of the things I want to tell you is, watch your favorite person's first piece of content. It sucks, right? One example I have is a guy named Jeff Cavalier on AthleanX.com. Now, he has millions of subscribers on YouTube, millions, right? And people always comment, and YouTube pays him a good amount to put out material. But I remember on one of his videos, yo, he showed his first video. He went back and showed it because he was telling people, right, the art of just getting started. And his first video sucked. 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 Right? Now he gets on, he got all the, fireworks and, JeffCavalier.com and blah, 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 and Athlete Next, and right? But his first video was like, hey, I'm Jeff, and, I have a passion for helping people train, and I just want to give you all the right tools you need to, on your fitness journey. And he talked about it. Like, he went back and talked about it, was like, yo, my video sucked. But look where he is now because he stayed in the game. He got in the game, he stayed in the game. And now he creates more than he consumes, right? So how do we compete? We have to create more than we consume. Just by doing this, we get better and we become consistent, right? This is day one for me, creating more than I consume, and I can already tell you, I started off the morning. It was kind of rough because as soon as I woke up, I had a meme. One of my homeboys had already sent me a meme. It was bad. So, right, but because I knew I had to do this, my second thought was, okay, let's start creating because we got to get ahead of the curve. I have to create more because I already know I'm behind. So we become better just by doing it, right? If you do 20 hours of focused work, you can learn anything, right? I got this guy, Josh Kaufman. He has a TED talk about that, where showing you how the first 20 hours is where you become proficient. I think there's a misconception because it says, yo, we need 10,000 hours to master something, but we only need 20 to become proficient at it. So the more time I put in this, the more time we put in creating content, we're going to become proficient. And then we'll get to the point of working on mastery. But just put the first 20 in to start being proficient. And if you'll create more than you consume over these 7 days, I promise you, in these first 7 days, you'll become proficient and you'll have got to the 20-hour mark just by doing this. So let's talk about the rules for the challenge real quick, right? So the rules for the challenge: create and publish more content than you take in and consume. Create and publish more content than you take in and consume. What does that mean? You can't just create it. You have to publish it. I can create this video all day long and let it sit on my computer and it will do me no good. I have to go through the process of publishing it so others can see it, right? That's important. I have to publish it. So create and publish. That's the only way it counts, right? And you want to do at least 10 minutes more every day than you consume. What does that mean? So if I'm on social media for an hour, then I need to create and publish content that takes me about an hour and 10 minutes, right? So you always want to do it by more than 10 minutes, right? What is considered consuming? Anything that someone else has taken time to create. So anything somebody else getting paid for, they took time to create it, right? So even if you're watching something that somebody sends you, a funny meme, news, YouTube, surfing the web, these podcasts talking about relationships, right? Sporting events, like I told you, big time football games coming on. So I'm gonna be creating a lot because I want my Saturday and part of Sunday so I can watch football, which means I need to create more because we're talking about hour-long games, 3-hour-long games, right? So I'm talking about that's 9 hours of football that I know I'll be watching, which means I need to create and publish 9 hours and 10 minutes. I need to take that time to be creating and publishing so I can stay ahead of the curve. Okay. So for me, I know it's going to be football. For you, it may be music, right? And you would say, music is consumption. Yeah. Why do you think artists make a lot of money? They get paid to create that, and you're consuming it. So yes, that is still a part of consumption. So music goes in that category too, right? And if I forgot something, put it in the comments. Let me know, right? If people are getting paid for it or by it, it means we're consuming it. Is this hard? Yes, that's why it's a challenge. It's very hard, right? And what am I learning from doing this? So right now, just by starting this, just by starting, I now understand why people make money creating content. It's not easy, right? I understand that now. Um, I understand now that I've been a consumer for so long because it's easier, right? It's easy. It's easy to sit down and let somebody just give me stuff. It's hard to sit down and put my thoughts into action, into paper, record the video, and say, okay, this is what's going to work, right? This is what I want to put out. This is the product that I want to put out, right? I understand why these companies pay people to make content because advertisers are paying them for people to see it. They need to pay people to keep people on their platforms. I get it. And I understand why those create content don't consume a lot. And they don't consume a lot because this takes time. Like I said, I'm not even editing these. I may throw them in CapCut or something like that. But to sit down, I mean, there's people that really sit down and edit this stuff. I'm not doing that. So, yes, totally understand why it is what it is. And I appreciate it and I respect it, right? Because this is tough work. Now that I'm doing it, I see. And now I want you to have the opportunity to do it too. So my question is, are you accepting the challenge? Right? If you're accepting the challenge, let me know. Put it in the comments. Let me know that you're gonna do it. I want to check on you. Hey, for everybody that's doing this, I want to see what you created. I want to check you out and see the content that you're putting out, the value that you're putting out, so we can start experiencing some of the good that comes with putting out valuable content for others. So, my first long form video, I appreciate you staying to the end and watching. And like I said, put it in the comments if you're going to be a part of this. Also, if you would like the this form that I created that has the questions, also let me know. Put that in the comment. Hit me up on social media or wherever, and I'll get it to you. I'll send it to you. So until next time. Be good.